بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما بك ومعرفة يا رب العالمين. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا سهلا سهلا. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we keep going. We are still in Surah Al-Qasas, chapter 28, and we already finished until Ayah 79, but just to start from where we stopped, we were talking about Qarun. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is giving us examples, as we said. At the beginning of the surah, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala was telling us the story of the Prophet Musa alayhi salam with Fir'aun. Fir'aun, Fir'aun, he had the power, he had the authority. He was Fir'aun, he was the king. He had everything. He had slaves around him, he had authority, he had power, he had soldiers, he had everything. But he didn't believe. So Fir'aun, all what he had, it was useless. It didn't help him for anything. It even didn't help him to know the reality of the belief. It even didn't help him to know the real God, to know Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And in fact, it was even a reason what he had, the title, the authority, the kingdom, it was a reason for him to disbelieve. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala told us this story for us to understand that power doesn't mean everything. Or let us say, power doesn't mean happiness. Authority doesn't mean everything. Maybe this power and this authority, maybe it will be a reason to be punished on the day of judgment. Maybe it would be a reason to lose everything. Why a reason to lose everything? Because see, Fir'aun, he had everything, and when he insists to reject the orders from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, when he insists to disbelieve in Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, then he lost everything. And it is confirmed where will he be on the day of judgment. So at the beginning of the surah, it was about Fir'aun. Now at the end of the surah, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is telling us another story. It is about Qarun. So the first disease is the Fir'aun disease. Now the second disease is Qarun disease. This Qarun disease, as we said, it is not only for Qarun. Anyone may have this disease. Any person who has money, who has this big money, and who has knowledge, and not using this money and this knowledge for the sake of Allah. What is the meaning of for the sake of Allah? In Arabic we say liwajh Allah. Wajh means face. So when we say liwajhillah, doesn't mean that it is for the face of Allah. It is not for the face of Allah, it is for the sake of Allah. So this is one of the things that we say it in Arabic, and it is good for you also to understand it. When we say liwajhillah, it means for the sake of Allah, because later this word wajh, which is face, it will be mentioned here. Later we will reach to it in the same chapter. So it is good to know this part. Now, Qarun, he had the knowledge, he had, but he didn't use them in the correct way. So they were against him. Qarun didn't use them in the correct way, so they were the reason why he was destroyed. Now, there is one part between about something happened between Qarun and Musa alayhi salam. And this was the reason why this happened to Qarun. Now, first of all, remember we said last week that when Musa alayhi salam asked Qarun to pay the zakah or to donate or whatever, then Qarun he rejected. He said that this is mine. قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي. He said this is mine. And أوتيته على علم عندي, I got it because of my knowledge. Or or there is another thing, that Allah give it to me because I deserve it. It is the same meaning at the end, that Allah has given it to me because I deserve it. Okay, so now you know that it is from Allah, then why don't you pay? Why don't you do? Then it is not exactly the same. Or, yes, you say this, but you are not acting based on what you say. So you say that, yes, I know that this is all from Allah. Okay, then why don't you pay the zakah? Well, actually, because I don't think that I have to pay zakah. Okay, you know that you have this power and it is from Allah, then why are you using it against Islam? Why are you using it in the wrong way? Why are you using it to hurt Muslims? No, actually, it is different. No, it is not different. It is that you are lying. So, إنما أوتيته على علم عندي. I have it because I am genius. I have it because I am clever. I have it because I am smart. This is what Qarun said. But today, Qaruns of today, there are two kinds of Qaruns today. One is same as this, who cares nothing. But another one who is hypocrite Qarun. So he show you that, yeah, of course, I know this is from Allah. Okay, then you know this is from Allah. Then why you disobey Allah with what you have? Well, no, actually, I don't disobey Allah. Why don't you come back to Quran and check, and you will find that you are disobeying Allah. Then we start to twist the ayahs. We start to twist the hadith. We start to twist Islam totally. We need to learn and we need to understand, or let us say we need to know how to judge things. It is not our business what people are doing, but at least it is our business to know how to deal with those people based on what they are doing, not based on their intention. We mentioned this many times. The intention is something between you and Allah only. I don't know your intention and I don't care about your intention. Then I judge you based on what? I judge you based on your actions, based on your words, based on your deeds. Now, what is your intention is not my business. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He knows what is your intention, and He will reward you or punish you based on your intention. This is not my business. Now, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He knows all what is in our heart. He knows all what is in our brain. He knows even all what we are going to think about. But does it mean that no need for me to think of it at all? Does it mean that no need for me to judge people? No, it is not like this. Yes, I judge people based on their deeds, based on their actions. Now here Qarun, قال إنما أوتيته على علم عندي. So the action, according to his action, he doesn't want to donate, he doesn't want to pay. This means that he considers all what he has is because of him, because he is genius, because he is big, because he is smart. Now, what was the story that happened? What happened between Qarun and Musa alayhi salam? Now, we said that Qarun he hate Musa alayhi salam because first because Musa didn't join Qarun with the prophecy. You know, he asked for Harun to be with him, and second because Musa he was, one of those, let us say, the same generation, and Qarun he just found that he is out of all of those good things, that he is not a messenger and he is not even assistant, and so he found that, so because of the envy, then he started to attack. Now what happened? Qarun he decided to make a trouble to Musa. What was this trouble? What is the best thing, that what is the best weapon, let us say, what is the best weapon to attack leaders, especially when those leaders are religious leaders or leaders who are teaching morals, teaching religion? What is the best way to attack them? What is the best weapon to attack them? It is their reputation. And unfortunately, today we have millions of Qaruns around us. We have millions of Qaruns who are dealing with shaitan to do this, while actually, who will get hurt at the end? And this is the thing that we don't really understand. When there is someone who is teaching Islam, and there are some people who are listening to this one who is teaching Islam. Now, when you hate this person who is teaching Islam for personal reason, for whatever reason is, when you hate him, don't attack him touching his reputation. Why? Because when you are attacking him, when you are attacking his reputation, when you are lying and gossiping and saying things that they are not true against this leader, then what will this leader get? Or how will he be hurt? Yeah, maybe he will be hurt that, oh, someone is saying bad words about me. Okay, fine. So what? If this leader really knows Islam, if this Imam, let us say, he really knows Islam, then he will not feel sad at all. Why? Because the Prophet Muhammad, he was hurt the most. And they were touching his reputation. But who? Abu Jahl and Abu Lahab. Abu Jahl and Abu Lahab. It was not Omar and Abu Bakr that they were attacking him. It was not some companions who didn't have good Islam that they were attacking him. No, it was Abu Jahl and Abu Lahab. Those who were mentioned in Quran that they will be in hell forever. Those they were attacking him. Now, so when you are attacking this Imam, in fact, who is the one who get hurt the most? It is not the Imam. It is his students. Why? Because maybe his students will leave Islam, especially if they are new Muslims. Or maybe his students will be suspicious. They will start to suspect, what kind of religion is this, that Muslims, they are attacking each other in this way. And then they will start to think that, oh, maybe this is true, maybe this Imam is really bad, maybe he's really a cheater, maybe he is really bad, maybe he's really liar, maybe, then better not to learn about this religion. Then who will get hurt the most? Those students, either new Muslims or Muslims who are learning, or Muslims who don't really have knowledge and they are learning, or even non-Muslims outside who don't care at all. They only hear what some Muslims say about their leaders. That's all. So then, is this a sin or not? It is a sin. Is this a big sin or not? It is a big sin. Is this causing corruption or not? It is causing corruption. This is what Qarun did. What Qarun did? Qarun, he used his money, the money that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has given him. He used this money. He paid like 1,000 dinar, which is like, let us say, similar to a 1 million or $10 million, whatever it is, a big amount. He paid it to one bad lady. Those who sell their body for money. He paid her this money, and he told her that I warned you in a certain time. I will tell you when. I warned you to say in public, in front of everybody, and in front of Musa, and she was pregnant, that the child in your womb is from Musa, that Musa commit adultery with you. She said, fine, no problem. You will pay for it. I'll do it. He paid for it. And Musa alayhi salam, he was teaching on public. Of course, a lot of people, they were there. Musa, he was the prophet, the messenger, he was the leader. Then he was giving the details. He was teaching them the details from Torah, from the Old Testament. The details that the one who does this is his punishment, and the zakah is this, and this and that. The rules, the system, let us say, the pillars, let us say. And then Musa alayhi salam, he said, and the one who is married and committing adultery, The one who is not married and committing adultery, he will be slashed, and the one who is married and commit adultery, he will be killed. Then Qarun, he stand up and he asked Musa. He said, even if this one is you, then Musa alayhi salam, he said, yes, of course, even if this one is me. This is the law from Allah. So all of us we should follow. Then Qarun, he just looked at that girl, then or at that lady. Then that lady she stand up and then she said, Musa, you commit adultery with me, and you know this child in my womb is yours. See see shaitan to which level he may reach, and see we human beings to which level of shaitanism we could reach, of following shaitan we could reach. Why? Because of envy, because of hatred, or because of arrogance. Whom do you think yourself to win? No, I should win. So, because of arrogance or envy or hatred, we may disbelieve in Allah. Walayadu billah. So, we have to be careful. We have to be careful of those three things the most. We have to make sure that we are far away from those things: hatred, envy, and ignorance. Whenever one of those things are touching me, then I have to train myself, or I have to treat myself as soon as possible. I have to find medicine for those three things right away. So Musa alayhi salam, what did he do? He looked at her and he said, I swear by Allah, and I swear by the one who is Allah, of course, who make the sea become land for us. She remembers very well. They all remember very well, and Qarun also remembers very well. So Musa alayhi salam, he said, I swear by Allah, the one who make the sea land for us, that you tell the truth. Otherwise, Allah will punish you. So she feels so scared. So she said, I am lying. Qarun paid me the money and he asked me to do this, and I am lying and you are innocent. So this happened in front of everybody. And here there is something I want you to know. This happened in front of everybody. So everybody looked down at Qarun, no matter how rich and big he was. Why? Because now the truth is clear. But still, Musa alayhi salam, he couldn't bear it. He is a human being. He couldn't bear it. Why? As we said last time, because this is unjust. The thing that hurts you the most is this unjust. Is when someone takes from you something belongs to you and you cannot take it back. This hurts a lot. When someone says something bad and it is lie about you and you cannot defend, this hurts the most. When someone wronged you and you cannot get back your right, this hurts the most. And this is why Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala in one hadith Qudsi he said that that when he hears the dua, the supplication from the wronged person, no matter he is Muslim or not, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala says in one hadith Qudsi that he will reply, he will say, Wa izzati wa jalali لأنصرنك ولو بعد حين. I swear by my majesty and by my power that I will bring the right back to you. And the Prophet Muhammad he said, اتق دعوة المظلوم. Be afraid of the dua, of the supplication from mazlum, from the wronged person. Why? No matter he is Muslim or not. فَإِنَّ لَيْسَ بَيْنَهَا وَبَيْنَ اللَّهِ حِجَابٌ. There is no barrier between this dua and Allah. It means that it will reach to Allah directly, no matter this person is Muslim or not Muslim. So make it clear. It is not that. Anyway, I am Muslim. He is disbeliever. He is going to hell, so it's okay to hurt him. Who told you this? Who told you this? This is not from Quran, not from Hadith, not from Surah, not from Islam. Clear? So, Musa alayhi salam, he saw what happened to Qarun in front of everybody. But still, Musa alayhi salam, he couldn't keep it in his heart. So Musa alayhi salam, Kalimullah, talks to Allah directly. He said, "Oh Allah, revenge. I want the revenge. I want my right back." So Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala told Musa alayhi salam, he told him, "Ya Musa, I ordered earth to obey you. I ordered earth to obey you. So you ask the earth to do whatever you want." So Musa alayhi salam, right away, he ordered the earth to swallow Qarun. To swallow Qarun in front of everybody. So what happened? Qarun's feet, they stuck on earth, in the dirt. So Qarun couldn't move. Then Qarun started to beg Musa, talk to Musa, ask him to release him. And the earth is taking him in and in and in. So he was being buried step by step. And Qarun was still begging Musa until finally Qarun and his area, all of it, fell down. All of it was swallowed. This is what we will know it later. I'm just telling you the story now, and then we will go back to the ayahs. Of course, here there is something, the in the Surah, they say that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala blamed Musa alayhi salam. He told him, he was asking you and begging you, and you didn't forgive him. And you didn't forgive him. But of course, it was not something that Musa will be punished about it for it. No, it is not related to punishment, but only blaming. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala told Musa, if Qarun asked me once to help him, I would help him. But he was asking you, so it is something between you and him. What do we learn from this? Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. What do we learn from this? We learn from this as what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said in chapter 4. لا يحب الله الجهر بالسوء من القول إلا من ظلم. We learn from this that when you have right from someone, you have the right to ask for it. You have the right to fight for it. You have the right to take it. But be sure that you are not taking over it. Clear? And if you want to leave it to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, then of course, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He knows what is He doing. What do I mean by this? Why the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam taught us, and Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in Quran taught us the sentence of Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. Why? It is for this. What is the meaning of Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil? It means that Allah is enough for me and He is the best sponsor for me. Whenever you are hurt by someone, the best is to say Hasbi Allah wa ni'mal wakil. It means what? It means that you fold the file and you give it to Allah. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He will manage it in His way. And when Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is managing one of your things, will He make it in the perfect way or not? Of course, He will make it in the perfect way. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He is teaching us. This is in chapter 3. الذين قال لهم الناس إن الناس قد جمعوا لكم فاخشوهم فقالوا حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. So they depend on Allah. They say حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. So what happened to them? فانقلبوا بنعمة من الله وفضل لم يمسسهم سوء. So they get the ni'mah, they get the rewarding from Allah وفضل, and even over than what they were asking. لم يمسسهم سوء. They were never hurt. This is how Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala deal with His servants. So now we go to the ayahs to understand it step by step. We are now in ayah 79, and then we keep to 80. Now we are in ayah 79. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. فخرج على قومه في زينته. So he went out. Qarun. He went out in front of everybody في زينته, with the best of what he has. Of course, originally Qarun, by the way, originally Qarun, he was very good at talking, and he was very high educated, and he was very handsome. This is originally. And originally Qarun was rich. So with the knowledge he had then, he became even richer. So you just imagine someone who is handsome, who's very good at talking, who's very high educated. More above, he had billions, you know. He is very, very, very rich. So he went out with all of these. Of course, books, they talk a lot about how did Qarun go out to show off. It's not important for us because it is all gone already. It is not important for us. What is important to know is that he had everything and he went out in front of everybody to show off. فَخَرَجَ عَلَى قَوْمِهِ فِي زِينَتِهِ. So here there were two different kinds of people. One kind of people that they were so shocked. Wow, look at him. Wow, how lucky is he? Wow, how good is it to have these kind of things? قال الذين يريدون الحياة الدنيا. This group يريدون الحياة الدنيا. They are only looking at this life. They are only looking at this life. What do we learn from this? We learn from this that if you only look at this life, you will be a loser. قال الذين يريدون الحياة الدنيا يا ليت لنا مثل ما أوتي قارون إنه لذو حظ عظيم. Oh wow, look what Qarun has. We wish that we have similar to what Qarun has. إنه لذو حظ عظيم. He is so lucky. This is that group. There is another group that is always in all societies. There are two groups. One group of good people, one group of bad people. But when the group of bad people, they never hear anything from the group of good people, they never hear any complaint or advice from the group of good people, then the group of good people, they will be considered as a group of bad people. This is what the Prophet Muhammad told us, and this is what Allah Ta'ala tells us in Quran. Always about enjoying good deeds, forbid bad deeds. Enjoying good deeds, forbid bad deeds. And if you don't do this, then this is what the Prophet Muhammad said: لَتَأْمُرُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَلَتَنْهَوُنَّ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. That you have to enjoy good deeds and you have to forbid bad deeds. Or what will happen? أَوْ لَيُسَلِّطَنَّ اللَّهُ شِرَارَكُمْ. Or Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will give the power to those bad people to control you. ثم يدعو صالحوكم. And then the good people from you, they will make supplication. Oh Allah, help us. Oh Allah, see what this bad person is doing. He's doing against us. He is torturing us. He is. Oh Allah, help us. ولا يستجاب لكم. This is what the Prophet Muhammad said. ولا يستجاب لهم. Allah wa Ta'ala will not reply them, will not give them what they want. Why? Because from the beginning, they used to say, no, we cannot do anything. It's okay. Anyway, leave him. No problem. No problem. Why? Only because he is big. Only because he is rich. Only because he has power. Only because he is from this family, from that family. Only because he is whatever he is. Where is Allah? Where is Allah? Why we forget about Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala? The Prophet Muhammad he said that people, they are four different kinds. This is one of the hadith. That people, they are four different kinds. So there are four different kinds of people. First, someone who has knowledge and has money. Someone who has knowledge and has money. So he is using his money based on his knowledge for the sake of Allah. For the sake of Allah. So whatever he has, he uses it for the sake of Allah. It doesn't mean that he becomes poor. No. He uses it for the sake of Allah. It means he is always remembering to help people for the sake of Allah, to teach people for the sake of Allah, to donate for the sake of Allah, to do charity for the sake of Allah. Whatever he does is for the sake of Allah. So, this is the first kind who has knowledge, has money, and he used them for the sake of Allah. This person, he will be in the highest level of paradise. This is one kind. Now the second kind is someone who has knowledge, but he doesn't have money. So someone who really has knowledge, who really believes in Allah, who is really a good Muslim, no matter Imam or not, a good Muslim, who is applying Islam in the daily life and who is teaching Islam in action, not only in talking to people. But he doesn't have money, so he cannot really donate, he cannot really show people in action when it is related to money. So what he does is that he says, I wish I had money, same as that person. I would do same as that person is doing. Clear? This is the second kind. So the second kind is someone who has knowledge, doesn't have money. And he says, I wish that I have money same as that person, so I will do same as what that person is doing, who's doing good things. Now the Prophet Muhammad said, this person is exactly the same as that person and will get the same rewarding as that person. Why? Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He knows the intention of this person. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He will reward him based on his intention, not based on what he has, because everything is from Allah at the end. Clear? Now the third person. The third person is someone who has power and has knowledge, but maybe bad knowledge or good knowledge, whatever, has power and he is using it. Has power means has money, and he is using it for hurting people, using it against Allah, using it for torturing people, using it for cheating people, using it for getting more authority and use it in a bad way again. And this person, he will get one of the biggest punishment. Who is the last person? This is the one who is really the most loser. Who is the last person? The last person is someone who doesn't have knowledge, doesn't have money, okay? Doesn't have anything. And he always say, I wish I had what that bad person had, so I would do the same as what he does. See? I wish. It means that I wish that I had money and power and authority, so I will also hurt people. I will also torture people. I will also cause corruption on the society. So the last person, he didn't do anything. It is only that he hoped that he could have this to do that bad things. The Prophet Muhammad says that person will get exactly the same punishment as the bad person who is really doing it. Why? Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala knows his intention. Clear? So, my intention is important when it comes to the questioning on the day of judgment. And my deed is important when it comes to this life and to the hereafter. So, here, those people during the period of the Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when they saw Qarun, two different kinds of people. Some yuridun al hayat ad dunya, they only care about this life. Then they say, oh wow, we wish that we have the same. Others, others, no. Others, they know the reality. They know that money is not always good. They know that power is not always good. They know that authority is not always good. They know that knowledge is not always good. And knowledge, when we are talking about knowledge, it is so simple to prove that knowledge is not enough. Knowledge without action is useless totally. And knowledge without wisdom is useless. And knowledge and wisdom without sincerity is useless. We said this one of the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Knowledge is not only something I have it for myself. And then I know, okay, I know, okay, so what? So what? I know. Then where is the action? I know that, for example, I know that this medicine is good for my sickness. I am sick and I need to take a medicine. And I know, based on the doctor prescription, that I have to take this medicine. And I know that this medicine is good for my health, but then I don't take it. I have this knowledge. I have the knowledge and I know. Let us say I am a doctor and I know exactly what kind of medicine is this, and I know that suppose it should help and so on, but then I don't take an action. I don't take an action. I don't take this medicine. So, what this knowledge does to me? Nothing. So, knowledge without action is not important. I am thirsty, and here there is a cup of water, and it is full of water. And I know that I am thirsty. This means that I have to drink water. And I know that this is water, and I don't drink it. This is knowledge, but it is useless. Now, when I take it and drink it, then I am making use of my knowledge. And here there is also one thing. When there is someone who has knowledge around you, don't envy him. Why? Because at the end, you are getting the benefit from him. And we mentioned this many times. When you are a doctor and next to you or your neighbor is also a doctor, and you know that he is really professional doctor, so who is making use of that doctor more? When you have a problem and when you need a surgery, you are a doctor, but you cannot really make the surgery for yourself. So if that doctor is as professional as you, then you will feel secure and then you will say, okay, so I will ask that doctor to make this surgery for me. But if you know that he is not really a good doctor and he is the only doctor in town and you know he is not really expert, because you are so expert, then you will kind of be so worried. And why you have these worries? Because you have knowledge, because you can compare between this doctor, between yourself and him, and you know that you're better than him, really better than him when it comes to your body. Then you know, really better than him. Then you will feel worried. Wow. Then you will wish that he is more expert than you. And you know, there is another very simple example. You know, our two hands, the fingers, the fingernail. You know, when you want to cut your nails, your fingernails, then if normally you use the right hand for writing and reading and for writing and eating and so on, then when you are cutting the fingernails of the left hand, then they are very nice and very perfect. But then when the left hand is cutting for the right hand, then the right hand is not really so good. Why? Because you are not good at using the left hand. Then who is getting the benefit more? The one who knows better or the one who knows less? The one who knows less is getting the benefit from the one who knows better. Right? It is the same for everything around us. Why am I saying this? Don't envy expert people around you. Don't envy rich people around you. Don't envy um, uh, high educated people around you. Why? Because when you are treating them nicely, you are getting the benefits from them. When you are appreciating what they have, you are getting more from what they have. And of course, you are getting the rewarding from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. So this is in general. Now, the second part, what they said, وقال الذين أوتوا العلم ويلكم ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا ولا يلقاها إلا الصابرون. Now those who have the knowledge, those good believers, when they heard those people who care about the dunya saying that we wish that we had the same and he is lucky, so they reminded them. Those are the same people who reminded Qarun, and this is very important. Those good people are the same people who talk to Qarun. Qarun, yes, Qarun, the big person, the rich person, the powerful person, the high knowledge person. They went to him and then they told him, وَابْتَغِ فِيمَا أَتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةِ. They told him that you have to use this for al-akhirah, for the hereafter, not for now. So they stand up and they talk to him. Although they were not rich, they were not powerful, they were not big, but they stand up and they talk to him. They were not afraid of him. Why? Why? Because they know وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ. They know that it is from Allah. I know that they know that all what you have is from Allah. So we're not afraid of you. We are only afraid of Allah. Today, today, are we doing this to Qaroons around us? No. Although we don't really have Qaroons, we have some rats. Maybe they have something, and that's all. We don't really have this Qarun. We don't really have those who have the knowledge of Qarun. We don't really have those who have the money of Qarun. We have those who only have a piece of paper that we call it PhD or whatever you want to call it, and they have some money. Only Allah knows how did they get it, and from where they get it. It's not our business anyway. And we are still treating them. They are treating a lot of people as Qarun, as if they are Qarun, and people they never stand up and tell them, "Hey, you look, whom do you think yourself? What are you doing?" And so on. They even didn't advise them. They even didn't advise them. They even didn't say it in a nice way. They didn't advise them. So see how far away are we from the religion of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. The same those people who told Qarun وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ, they told those people, when they heard those people, they are saying that we wish we had the same. They told them وَيْلَكُمْ وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمِ, those who have the knowledge of what? The knowledge of Al-Akhirah. The knowledge of Al-Akhirah. It is not the knowledge of this life. What do I mean by the knowledge of this life? There is someone, of course, there are millions, but like there are some people that they have the knowledge about Islam, but based on this dunya. It means academic knowledge. They never apply it in the daily life. Yeah, they can give you a lecture for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours teaching you how to make ablution, but they cannot talk 5 minutes. They cannot teach you. They cannot spend 5 minutes telling you something about how to clean your heart. Why? Because their heart is not clean. Because they don't know about this anyway. They didn't study this in the university. This is something you study it in the masjid, not in the university. This is something you study it, same as how the companions of the Prophet Muhammad SAW, they studied from the teacher Muhammad SAW in the masjid how to become what? How to become uh, fuqaha, how to become expert in Islamic law? No. How to become expert in ablution and praying? Also no. How to become expert in applying Islam and Quran into their daily life? This is what we miss today. This is what we miss today. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He already told us that the mission of the Prophet Muhammad is yuzakkihim, purify them. يعلمهم الكتاب, teach them Quran, والحكمة, and wisdom. So we need the purification, we need wisdom, and we need knowledge. Today, purification and wisdom is out of our schedule. Why? Because we don't know it. Because we miss it. Because we never learned it. No, we only learn kitab, the book, the education. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala already mentioned that in Quran, that those who only know this kind of knowledge and they are not applying it and they are not purifying themselves and they are not learning wisdom, then it is nothing. كَمَثَلِ الْحِمَارِ يَحْمِلُ أَسْفَارًا. We said it last week. Same as the donkey. If you put 1,000 book on his back, doesn't mean that he become PhD holder. He becomes a professor. No. So it is not. This is not the way how we judge professors. How we judge knowledgeable people. How we judge sheikhs and imams. So it is not the look. It is not the appearance, and it is not how many books they read. No. It is wisdom and it is purification. It is how they act, how they apply their knowledge on the daily life, how they understand Quran, and how they make Quran practical in their daily life. So, what did those people say? Wailakum. Wailakum means wail means hell or a valley from the hell. Anyway, it is loss that you are losers. Why? Thawabullahi khair. What Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has is the best. But for who? Liman ittaqa. Liman amana. وعمل صالحا. In another ayah, taqa. Here, ثواب الله خير, the rewarding from Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is the best. For who? لمن آمن وعمل صالحا. To those who believe only? No. وعمل صالحا. And do good deeds. We said this many times. The whole Quran doesn't have even one ayah saying that those who believe they will have rewarding. No. It should be believe and do good deeds. We mentioned it many times. So, ثواب الله خير لمن آمن وعمل صالحا. The rewarding from Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala is better, the best. This is nothing. What you see Qarun has is nothing. But the rewarding from Allah is for who? And it is not only in the akhirah, it is not only in the hereafter, it is also here. But for who? لِمَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا. You really want to be successful in this life and in the hereafter? Then believe and do good deeds. Do good deeds based on your belief. It means do good deeds for the sake of Allah. And do it really for the sake of Allah. When we are doing things for the sake of Allah, will we be asking anyone to reward us? Logically, of course not. If I am doing something for one of you, will I go to someone else and ask him to pay for it? No. It shouldn't be like this. Someone, for example, comes deliver something to your house and then he goes to your neighbor, ask him to pay for what he delivered. This is not correct. So when I say that I am doing this for the sake of Allah, I am helping you for the sake of Allah, then I shouldn't ask you to pay for it. Otherwise, it is not for the sake of Allah. It is I'm doing something for you and you have to pay for it. This is something else. But when I'm helping you for the sake of Allah, then I shouldn't wait for any rewarding from you. I shouldn't wait for any paying back from you. And of course, you shouldn't be so impolite that at least you say, Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah reward you, because I know that you are doing it for the sake of Allah, so may Allah reward you, at least. And we said that the Prophet Muhammad said, the one who tells his brother, it means a Muslim who tells another Muslim, no matter brother or sister, Jazakallahu khairan, may Allah reward you, فَقَدْ أَجْزَلَ لَهُ فِي الْعَطَى. So he gave him a lot. Why? Because Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, when He gives, then He gives a lot. Okay? So, لِمَنْ آمَنَ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا. And, see the end of the ayah, وَلَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الصَّابِرُونَ. Only patience. They get this. They get what? They get the rewarding? No. It is not they get the rewarding. It is they believe and do good deeds. So, in another chapter, in chapter 41, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا وَمَا يُلَقَّاها إِلَّا كُلُّ ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. That only those who are patient, they will get this. This what? Look, let us go back to that chapter that I was talking about, and then we go to one ayah before. It is talking about about what? It is talking about releasing your anger. About, don't think of what is happening. That when you see others, فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةٌ كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. That you look at your enemy and you really don't have anything in your heart against him, although he hurt you. But because anyway, at the end, everyone is getting for what he did. And it is hard, it is difficult. This is why Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said in the ayah after, وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا. This thing will not happen to anyone. No. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ صَبَرُوا. Only to those who are patient. وَمَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا ذُو حَظٍّ عَظِيمٍ. And those who are lucky. Lucky, of course, in the calculation of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Now, we go back here. وَلَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الصَّابِرُونَ. Only patience they get it. Why? Because this action related to what? Related to fighting against your desire, fighting against shaitan, fighting against your hobbies, fighting against your soul, fighting against all of those things. So you need to be patient. Like for example, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, When he is telling the Prophet Muhammad SAW about salah, about praying, then he said, وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ, and you have to order. Ahlak means your family, means everybody around you. بِالصَّلَاةِ, you have to order them to pray. وَاصْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا, and be patient. Why? Because praying is difficult. But wait, I didn't finish. Praying is difficult. Whenever you want to pray, then you find that suddenly you become busy. You find that suddenly you become tired. Suddenly you become sleepy. Suddenly you become sick. Well, actually, nothing happened. You are still okay. But why? Because وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ. In chapter 2, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He already said, وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ. And it is big, heavy. But listen to the ayah. وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. So, accept. It means everybody consider praying heavy and not easy to do, except who? Al-khashi'in, righteous people, those who have submission in praying. So what does it mean? It means when you have submission in praying, so we go to chapter 31, what will happen? تتجافى جنوبهم عن المضاجع. So they hate to sleep. Why? Because the sleeping will make them away from praying. And the praying with submission is something so beautiful, so nice, so delicious in a way that you cannot uh, sustain. You cannot stop it. You cannot be away from it. You really want to do it as if you have a very nice food in front of you and you cannot resist it. You really want to eat it. So this is why Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala He said, وَإِنَّهَا لَكَبِيرَةٌ إِلَّا عَلَى الْخَاشِعِينَ. When you become righteous person, and when you become a person who has this submission when you are praying, then no need for anyone to remind you of praying. No need even for yourself to remind yourself of praying. No need even for the alarm. No need for anything. Why? Because you are sitting and waiting, sitting and waiting. When is the time to pray? This is why the Prophet Muhammad he said, وَجُعِلَتْ قُرَّةُ عَيْنِي فِي الصَّلَاةِ. And the thing that I love the most is praying. Why? Because he prays with submission. So he knows this relation and he knows these actions mean what. So وَلَا يُلَقَّاهَا إِلَّا الصَّابِرُونَ. And we have to remember also that patience, their rewarding on the day of judgment. Do you remember? Their rewarding on the day of judgment is that they will go to paradise directly without being asked. Directly without being asked. There is no day of judgment from the grave to paradise without being asked. And we mentioned this before. And by the way, just this is only a story. It is not real. It is only a story that you know this is the way that we need to learn how to talk to people, how to introduce Islam to people, how to introduce religion to people. Like when we are talking to non-Muslims about Islam, then you shouldn't tell them Quran as evidence because it is not evidence to them. They say that once there was one Muslim, he was talking to one disbeliever who really disbelieve, who attack Islam, who hates Islam, who doesn't respect Muslims, and then that Muslim, he was telling him, you have to be careful. It is not like this. You will go to hell like this. And even there is a punishment in the grave. Two angels will come in the grave. They will ask you those questions and they will beat you and you will suffer a lot and so on. Then that person, he was telling him, what are you talking about? There is nothing in the grave. Who will come? How angels will come to the grave and how will they sit and talk to me? You are saying that angels are so big. How come they will come and sit and talk to me in the grave? I don't believe in all of those things. This is not true and this is not correct. And what you are saying is wrong. And what your prophet is saying is wrong and so on. So I don't really accept it. Then that person still insists. That Muslim still insists. No, 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 no. My sheikh, he already said that you will see what will happen in the grave and this and that and those two angels and your grave will be burning and then he doesn't believe. So then finally they agree that okay, anyway, the one who goes first will tell the second one. So if you go first, then you tell me what happened to you in the grave. If I go first, then I will tell you what happened. Okay, okay, fine. Then few days or weeks later, it happened that that disbeliever, he was walking on the street. He didn't really check well. Then anyway, he had a car accident and he was dead. So that Muslim, he was just thinking, oh, how can I know what happened? How can I know? Did he see the two angels and so on? Then he was just thinking, I hope that I will see him in my dream telling me what happened. Then, oops, in one night, then he saw that his friend, that disbeliever, he saw him in the dream. Then he asked him, oh, good, you are here. So tell me what happened. So did you see the two angels? Did they come and your grave was burning and this and that? Then that disbeliever, he said, no, nothing happened. None of this happened at all. Then, that Muslim, oops, how come? My sheikh, he already said this, how come? So tell me what happened. He said, well, actually, what happened exactly is that the car, hit me, then I was dead, and then they bury me, and then from the grave right away to hell. So there was no angels, nothing. I didn't see anything right away to hell. So this is only a story actually just to know how to talk to people. It is not that whatever you hear you just say it in this way that yeah, of course I heard this. Yes, but the Prophet Muhammad SAW, he said خاطب الناس على قدر عقولهم, talk to people based on their brain. So we go back to as-sabirun. We already said that patience, yes, it is difficult to be patient. It is difficult to bear things sometimes, but is it for free? It is not for free. When we are dealing with Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, there is nothing for free. Now imagine if Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in Quran is telling us that patients, they will go to paradise without being asked. So this means that patients here, are they getting the support from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala or not? Of course they are. So when you are patient, when you have a problem, when you have a disaster, when you want something, you're asking for it and you're not getting it, don't be sad. Only ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to keep giving you this patience. Why? Because the rewarding on the day of judgment you will discover. On the day of judgment, for example, let us say that here in this life you really hope and wish that you have money. You are poor. You really hope to have money. Or let us say, yeah, you are poor. You really hope that you have money. And you are asking Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to give you money. And you're not getting the money. You are still suffering, you're not getting the money, but you are patient. You are always saying Alhamdulillah. Anyway, it's okay, no problem. Alhamdulillah. Oh Allah, I want money, but if you don't give me, Alhamdulillah. Anyway, all thanks be to you. No problem. On the day of judgment, when you get the rewarding for being patient, you will say on the day of judgment, Alhamdulillah, that he didn't give me money. Why? Because the rewarding of patience is something so huge that there is nothing on this dunya, of course, equal to it. So on the day of judgment, when you see the rewarding you are getting for being patient, then you will say, Alhamdulillah, that I didn't have what I was asking for. Otherwise, I wouldn't get this rewarding now. Now, of course, I know we are human beings and sometimes we cannot bear it. And sometimes we really feel that it is so over, that it is so difficult. But also, we have to remember that in 5 different places in Quran, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala said, I will not ask you to do something over your ability. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He knows that you still can bear it being poor. So He is keeping you poor. Why? Not because He is torturing you, no, because He is already preparing for you something big there. Then someone may ask, why doesn't He give us both? Why doesn't He give it to us here, make me so rich here, and also there He give me big rewarding? He cannot do it? He can do it. Of course He can do it, but you want Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to break the system that He put it on you? No, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will not break the system that He put it on you. Why? Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He already said, وَقُلْ اعْمَلُوا فَسَيَرَى اللَّهُ عَمَلَكُم. He already said that you will get the rewarding of your deeds. But, of course, on the day of judgment, you will not only get the rewarding of your deeds, no, you will get the rewarding and much, much, much more than what you deserve. Why? Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is the most generous. But if you don't do the at least what you have to do, then you will get nothing, which is normal. Which is normal. It is not because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is unable to do it. Of course, He is able to do it, but He wants you to do the minimum requirement. Why? Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is just. So He is giving you not what you deserve, more than what you deserve, but at least you do the basic of what you have to do. So this is the rewarding of as-sabir. Now we are in Ayah 81. See what happened. فخسفنا به وبداره الأرض فما كان له من فئة ينصرونه من دون الله وما كان من المنتصرين. This is the result. فخسفنا به وبداره الأرض. خسفنا, it means Al-Ard is the earth. Khasafna, it means that the earth was opened and swallow everything take inside. This is Khasafna. Clear? I don't know what is the translation you have. This is Khasafna. This is the land, this is the earth, it is opened and swallow everything over it. This is Khasafna. Bihi, with him, Qarun. Wabidarihi, and his dar means his house or area or whatever. So everything was swallowed by earth. فخسفنا به وبداره الأرض. And more above, فما كان له من فئة ينصرونه من دون الله. There was no one able to do anything. Only Allah could stop it. And Allah didn't stop it. Why? Because Qarun doesn't deserve it. It is not Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala didn't stop it because Allah hates Qarun or because Allah wants to torture Qarun. No, because Qarun doesn't deserve it. This is one of the things that also many of us, we misunderstand. We say that what to do? This what Allah wants it to happen to me, so I have to accept it. No, it is not this what Allah wants it to happen to you. It is this what you want it to happen to you because you don't deserve better. It is like this. Did you do what you have to do? No. Then don't blame others, blame yourself. Did you do what you have to do? Yes. Did you get what you're asking for? No. Then you have to accept it. And if you are a real believer, then it is not only you have to accept it, you have to accept it and you have to make sure that this is the best for you. This is why yusallimu taslima. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, that I swear by you, Lord. It means Allah is swearing by Himself. لا يؤمنون, they will not believe. They who? Disbelievers. حتى, unless or until. حتى يحكموك فيما شجر بينهم ثم لا يجدوا في أنفسهم حرجا مما قضيت ويسلموا تسليما. See this ayah? This is a full method for us. They means those believers, means the companions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and we and all Muslims. لا يؤمنون, they are not real believers, they are only talking. Unless حتى يحكموك فيما شجر بينهم, unless or until they follow your judgment, they follow your orders. It means what? It means hadith, sunnah, and Quran. فيما شجر بينهم, with what is going on between them. It means whenever there is a matter or there is an issue or there is an argument. So we Muslims, no matter where we live, listen carefully. We Muslims, no matter where we live, we should go back to the rules of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala between us. Between us. We should go back to the rules of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. حتى يحكموك فيما شجر بينهم. Is it enough? No. ثم لا يجدوا في أنفسهم حرجا مما قضيت. And they don't feel unhappy with what you said. They don't feel unhappy with this judgment from Allah and from His Messenger. ثم لا يجدوا في أنفسهم حرجا مما قضيت. Finish? No. ويسلموا تسليما. And they totally obey it. They totally accept it. They totally accept that this is the best for them. Otherwise, we go back to the beginning of the ayah. لا يؤمنون. They are not believers. And we mentioned this last week. Today, unfortunately, there are people inside the masjid. They say that no, we only follow the rules of the government. So how about this Quran? No, you just forget about Quran. How about the Sunnah? No, this was long time ago. We live in this country, so we follow the rules of this country. Let us see how the rules of this country will help you on the day of judgment then. How about this ayah? Where did we go with it? فَلَا وَرَبِّكَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. They are not believers. So here, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is telling us, فَمَا كَانَ لَهُ مِنْ فِئَةٍ يَنْصُرُونَهُ مِنْ دُونِ اللَّهِ. Who could help him? Who could support him? Who could bring victory to Qarun? Nobody. وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُنْتَصِرِينَ. And he couldn't do anything to himself. So the first one, that nobody could help him. And the second one, وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُنْتَصِرِينَ. And he couldn't bring victory to himself. It means that all the knowledge he has, all the money he has, all the power he has, all the things he has around him, useless. Didn't help him. حتى إذا بلغت التراقي وقيل من راق والتفت الساق بالساق إلى ربك يومئذ المساق. See, this is in Surah Al-Qiyamah. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is giving you everything here. Time, power, money, whatever. You do whatever you want. No matter you are big or small, rich or poor, healthy or unhealthy, you still can believe or disbelieve. No one could stop you. You could say La ilah means no God. You could say La ilaha illallah means no God but Allah. It's up to you totally. You do whatever you want. It is freedom. You go ahead, do whatever you want. But then حتى إذا بلغت التراقي وقيل من راق وظن أنه الفراق والتفت الساق بالساق إلى ربك يومئذ المساق. That day, when it is time for your soul to leave, when it is time for you to die, then it is not anymore your choice. It is not anymore what you want to do. It is not anymore belong to you. والتفت الساق بالساق إلى ربك يومئذ المساق. There you will be. That time you will see everything. This is what happened to Qarun. Why Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is telling us the story of Qarun? Because today there are a lot of Qaruns around us. You may be Qarun. I may be Qarun. There are Qaruns around us today. So how do we deal with them? We should tell them وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ. We should remind them that what you have is from Allah. You use it. One day you will die. You use it for the sake of Allah. You use it for the sake of the one that you're going to meet one day. Don't use it for the sake of someone who may die before you or you die before him. You have power. You have knowledge. You use it for the sake of Allah. Don't use it for the sake of somebody who will die one day. You may die before him. He may die before you. Use it for the sake of Allah, the one that you are going to meet him and be asked by him about this thing that he has given it to you. This is the advice that we should say it to ourselves and we should say it to others. This is the advice that we should share with everybody. With everybody. وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ الدَّارَ الْآخِرَةَ. Here Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is reminding us. This Qarun, where is he now? Fir'aun, where is he now? And Nimrud, where is he now? And millions of leaders and kings and powerful people. If you have money, don't be Qarun. If you have power, don't be Fir'aun. If you have kingdom, don't be Nimrud. No. Be Sulaiman. Be Sulaiman. Be Musa. Be Muhammad. Peace be upon all of them. You cannot? At least you do your best. Cannot at least you do your best? Now we are in Ayah 82. It already happened, finished. Qarun gone, he and all what he has gone. Now we are in Ayah 82. وأصبح الذين تمنوا مكانه بالأمس يقولون ويكأن الله يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء من عباده ويقدر لولا أن من الله علينا لخسف بنا ويكأنه لا يفلح الكافرون. Now the reality is in front of them. And listen carefully. The reality is in front of them and it is in front of us. This is Quran. We Muslims, we believe that all what is in Quran is from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala and it is true. So this as if it is in front of our eyes. Clear? Now see the conclusion. وَأَصْبَحَ الَّذِينَ تَمَنَّوْا مَكَانَهُ بِالْأَمْسِ. Those that yesterday they used to say, or in the past that they used to say, that we wish that we have same as what Qarun has. Remember? In 2 ayahs earlier. What they said when they saw this, when they saw that Qarun, because he has knowledge, he could make money. Because he has money, he has knowledge and money and power and title and authority, then he disobey the orders of Allah. Now, because he disobeyed the orders of Allah, then he get the punishment and he was destroyed. Maybe, now this is the point, maybe from the beginning, if Qarun was poor and not big and not handsome and not good at talking and didn't have really good knowledge, maybe he would be a good believer, just follow and believe and accept and. So he wouldn't be destroyed in this way. So this means that because of the money he had and the power he had, he was destroyed. So they said, wow, it was wrong. We shouldn't really hope that we were him. Why? Because maybe if we were him, this would happen to us also. Clear? This is something happened. It is not something may happen later and may not. It happened already. So when I read this ayah or this story in this chapter, then what does this do to me? What does this do to me? Is it teaching me that I should humble myself? Isn't it teaching me that I should regret for the mistakes I did and I should correct my mistakes? I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I am not yet destroyed, same as Qarun. I'm still alive. I still can donate. I still can share with others. I still can stand up and tell those wrong people that they are wrong. I still can advise people. I still can do something. This is Quran. It is in front of us. It is something happened already. It is confirmed. So, are we taking an action? Are we standing up to do something? Allahu Alam. وَيْكَأَنَّ اللَّهَ يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ وَيَقْدِرُ. What does this mean? That Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ. He gives money لِمَن يَشَاءُ, to whomever He wants. مِنْ عِبَادِهِ, from His servants or His worshippers or His slaves. وَيَقْدِرُ لَهُ, and also make everything clear for it. وَيَقْدِرُ لَهُ, makes everything clear for it. What does this mean? It means not whenever you see someone rich, this means that Allah loves him. Not whenever you see someone has everything means that he is closer to Allah. It doesn't mean this. It is not necessary. And this is what we need to understand. No, actually, in a way or another, it should be the opposite. Why it should be the opposite? It is logically why it should be the opposite. Because when it is so cold outside, and you are sitting in a room inside with the heater in front of you, covering yourself with a blanket, watching TV, eating some chestnut or whatever, and you are so warm and so happy inside, and it is freezing outside. Do you want to go outside? Of course not. Was there anything that could, let us say, attract you to go outside? Not really. Someone says, "Oh, come, there is nice food outside." I'm okay here because you see, it is freezing outside. So when you are sitting in an environment that you like, in a situation that you like, you don't want to change it. You hate to change it. And when someone knock the door and then he say, "Hey, you get out," you will be angry. No, I want to get out. Then when he says, "I will get in and I will take you out and throw you away and throw you out," then you'll say, "You try. I want to go out." Why? Because you love it. You're happy here. But let us say that it is the opposite. It is freezing inside, so cold and freezing inside for a reason or another, and it is sunny outside. Or there is another room next room, it is warm and nice. Now, when you are sitting in a room that is freezing, it means that you are suffering inside. So, do you love to leave? Do you love to change? Of course. I'm ready even to pay to change. If you can accept, if you accept to let me go there, I will be your slave there. Just I will clean the room there. Just let me go there. I'm freezing here. وَلِلَّهِ الْمَثَلُ الْأَعْلَى. Nowhere to compare. I'm just giving you an example that when you are happy in this life, you have everything in this life, then you may hate to die. You may become double afraid of death. And then you may become worried that, oh, I don't know, one day I will leave all of those things. So what shall I do? Maybe I collect more. Maybe I enjoy more. Enjoy now more. Maybe all of those things then will make you go astray. Forget about worshiping Allah, or your worshiping will become less, or. So Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, when He finds you are really worshiping Him for the sake of Him, when He finds you are really worshiping and following His rules and worried about being away, then He will control your things. What does it mean? It means whenever you are a little bit away from worshiping Him, He will bring you back. Fever, disease, finance problem, oh, sickness, whatever, just to come back. And more above, to remind you always that this is not your place. This is not the best place for you. Dunya is not really the best place for you. So you prepare yourself to leave. You work harder for there. That is your place. So work harder for it. And when it's time to leave, then you have nothing to lose anyway. Whatever. I have few things here and few family members here and some money here and some whatever. Anyway, then I will just leave and inshallah one day I will meet my family members and that's all. This is the point. This is the point. So this is the meaning of وَيْكَأَنَّ اللَّهَ يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ وَيَقْدِرُ. That Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, when you are asking Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala sincerely to take care of your life, He will take care of your life. Give you what you really want and stop from you what will really hurt you. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has no problem to do this when you are sincerely asking for it. It is not when you just say, "Oh Allah, give me $1 million." But anyway, if you don't give me, I'm okay. But really, really, I want you to give it to me. This is not sincerely. It is not like this. The sincerity in asking is that, "Oh Allah, if it is good for me to be rich, make me the most rich person in the world. Oh Allah, you know me. If if you know that I am going to use what you are going to give me for the sake of you, oh Allah, make me the most rich person in the world, there is no problem. But Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He knows us. So, oh Allah, if it is good for me to be rich, make me the richest. If it is not, give me patience to accept what I am. It is like this. When I am really sincere, this is the way how I ask. When I am not sincere, oh Allah, give me $10 billion. No matter it is good or not for me, just give me $10 billion. I really want to. And I know myself anyway. I will donate and I will be good. Don't worry, I know myself. This means that I'm not really sincere in the asking. Clear? Now, لولا أن من الله علينا لخسف بنا. Now, لولا is a negative or conditional negative. It has another story in grammar, but it is for something that because of it, then it didn't happen. What does it mean? It means, for example, if you were not there, I would go there. This is in the past. If you were not there, I would go there. It means I went there or not. It means I didn't go there. Why? Because of you. Because you are there. This is lawla. This is lawla. So let us put that example in this ayah. If Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala was not good to us, He would destroy us. Same as how He destroyed Qarun. So it means that they were destroyed or not. They were not destroyed. Why? Because Allah was good. So because Allah was good, He didn't treat them based on their intention. What was their intention? What was their hope? That we wish we had the same as what he had or what Qarun had. Then when they saw what happened to Qarun, they were happy. Oof, Alhamdulillah that Allah didn't do to us what He did to Qarun. Although we were thinking that we hope that we are same as Qarun. But Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He didn't punish us for our thoughts. This is because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is merciful. Although He knows how they think, although He heard it, and although others they told them that waylakum, that you shouldn't do this, but still Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala didn't punish them for what they thought. Now, why Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala didn't? First, at the end, وَيْكَأَنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الْكَافِرُونَ. That it is really, here كَأَنَّهُ, it doesn't mean, here كَأَنَّ, it doesn't mean it seems so. No. Here كَأَنَّ, it means it is really clear that disbelievers, they are losers. I don't know what is the translation you have. If the translation you have is that it seems so, it is not sure. No. Here, وَيْكَأَنَّهُ لَا يُفْلِحُ الْكَافِرُونَ. It is so clear in front of us that disbelievers, they will never be successful. Clear? Now, this is another method from Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in the last few minutes. We are now in Ayah 83. تلك الدار الآخرة نجعلها للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا والعاقبة للمتقين. Ya Allah. تلك الدار الآخرة, the hereafter. What is the meaning of ad-darul akhirah? The hereafter, which is paradise. Here at darul akhirah, it doesn't mean the day of judgment and hell and paradise and maybe here, maybe there. No. تلك الدار الآخرة, it means the eternal good life. نجعلها, it is for who? للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا. Ya Allah, this is a method. This is headlines, let us say. Paradise is for who? للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا. To those who are not looking at titles in this life. To those who are not looking at power in this life. To those who are not looking at authority in this life. ولا فسادا, and they don't want to cause corruption. Because they are together. They are together. If you are working for titles, you will cause corruption. until you reach there, because you will not reach there easily if you are really aiming at there. But if it comes to you and you are not looking for it, this is something else. Again, if it is coming to you and you're not looking for it, you're not asking for it, then this is not a problem. But if you are fighting for it, working for it, looking at that chair, you want that title, you want this, you want that, and fighting for it, then you will not have good thing in the day of judgment. Why? Because تلك الدار الآخرة, the hereafter, نجعلها, it is for who? للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض. It is for those that the aim is not titles in this life. The aim is not kingdom in this life. The aim is not power in this life. Why? Because this life is short and it is temporary. It is not eternal. ولا فساد. And also they don't want corruption. Now, someone may say, and who wants corruption? Nobody wants corruption. You are wrong. You are wrong. Who wants corruption? Those who want the title in this life, they love corruptions. Why? Because without corruptions, they will not reach there. Either by causing separation between people, or by making someone weak and someone big, or someone strong attacking the weak one, and then the strong, when he attacked the weak, then that strong will become a little bit less strong, and then he will attack that, and so on. This is all corruption and separation. And also backbite this person, gossip that person, envy this person, tell something bad to this person about that person, to this person about that person, let them fight. All of this is corruption. And why? For me to become big, for me to get the title. For example, bribing. Bribing is causing corruption. I want to get this title, so I want some votes. So I go and pay money to some people to get this, to vote for me. So I am elected, so I will become this and that title or whatever. This is causing corruption or not? It is causing corruption, and those will never go to paradise. This is Quran. This is not what I say. It is not that I am giving paradise to people and giving hell to people. No, this is Quran. تلك الدار الآخرة, the hereafter, the paradise, نجعلها, we Allah, we make it for who? للذين لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا. It is only for those who are not looking for titles, not fighting for titles in this life, and they are not causing corruption. We take the ayah in the opposite. So how will we understand it if we take it in the opposite? It is that the paradigm, that those who are causing corruption and those who are fighting for titles here in this life, they will not go to paradise. This is the opposite. لا يريدون علوا في الأرض ولا فسادا. Then والعاقبة للمتقين. And the good result, this is عاقبة. The good result للمتقين is for righteous people. So it is not for rich people, it is for righteous people. It is not for powerful people, it is for righteous people. It is not for big people, it is for righteous people. It is not for PhD holder people, no, it is for righteous people. It is not for that family name and that family name, no, it is for righteous people. It is not for this nationality and that race or tribe, no, it is for righteous people. And we already said, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He already also told us that what is the calculation on the day of judgment? Who will be saved on the day of judgment? It is al-muttaqin. It is righteous people. Inna akramakum indallah atqakum. The honorable people in the calculation of Allah, atqakum, are the most righteous people. That's all. Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala doesn't care about your money, doesn't care about your look, doesn't care about your title, doesn't care about your power, your kingdom. Why? Because everything is from Him. And He can take it in 1 second. He has no problem to take it. He had no problem to take it from Qarun He had no problem to take it from Nimrud. He had no problem to take it from Fir'aun. And he will have no problem to take it from you. And he will have no problem to take it from anyone else. And he will have no problem later and later and later to take it from anyone. So be careful and deal with Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala based on His ability, not based on your praying. Because Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is the biggest. So we stop here. We are in Ayah 82, and we'll see, inshallah, if next week we will have a class or not. I don't know the schedule yet. وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.